Hello Koala friends, I'm so excited to bring you this video about how to teach in playground with zero prep time. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want you to see how easy it is to actually teach in playground. And I know that you're really busy and that you don't always have time to prepare. So hopefully this will give you some ideas of how you can do that, like teach really quickly without even preparing anything. Okay, so normally, just to be completely honest, I would actually take a few minutes and go in and prepare these lessons. However, there have been times when I haven't been able to because of whatever happens in the day, and so I have actually done things like this some of the time. And I think that's just fine. I think the amazing thing about Koala Playground, one of the many amazing things, is that you can keep your student busy while you set up an activity and have no problem with them being busy in playground. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to show you a couple of playgrounds that are free to use, and I'm going to show you some playgrounds that are in the marketplace and already have activities set up for you. And we'll go ahead and start here with the summer playground. So the summer, winter, and just plain field playgrounds are the ones that you're given for free when you sign up with Koala Go if you're new. And so we can just open up one of these playgrounds, and what I would tell my student is that I want them to go and build in this house whatever they want to build for 2 minutes while I set up a game. And I use the word game because kids love games, right? So they get excited about it. Sometimes I say activity, but I think using the word game is better because they just are going to be more interested in that. So I say, go ahead and build for 2 minutes while I set up this activity. And so they run off and go start doing that, of course, because they're super excited about it. And then I just go in here and put on the sticky notes, choose a color, and let's say that we are working on words that end with "ad." And so I would put a bunch of sticky notes up here of different colors just because I think it looks better with different colors, but that's up to you, of course. And then after I get all of these words up here, okay, which only takes about 2 minutes to get 8 or 10 words up here. So let's say I got all the words up here now. All right, and let's see if this one will open. There we go. And so then I will say, okay, it's time to come back. I've got the game ready. And now if they don't want to come back right away, I'll say, that's okay, you can have 15 more seconds. And then if they still don't want to come back, okay, which usually they do, I haven't had any problem with it, but you can use the focus tool down at the bottom, which is fantastic, and just focus on the board. And then they cannot move around the playground. They can only see this board, okay? Again, I'm just telling you in case you're new to Koala. All right, so what I'm going to say to them is, so I'm going to time you, and I'm going to see how fast you can take these words and move them over to this board. But here's the thing, I'm going to tell you which word to move. So don't move any words until I tell you, and then I'm going to tell you the first word, and then you move it over to the board. Okay, and so then I would be like, okay, ready, set, go. And I would say, mad, and they would grab it, and they would move it over to the board, and lad, and grab it and move it over. And if your kids haven't moved things yet, you might have to, go over that with them first, of course, but it's pretty easy for them to learn that usually, okay? And so then I would time them, and then I would tell them what their time was at the end, and maybe I would have them spell the word when they move it over to the board too. There's all sorts of things you can do. And then I might do it a couple of other times and say, okay, let's see if you can beat your time. Okay, so that's just one activity that you might be able to do. So many other activities that you could do in here. Okay, so let's go to, this one is Koala Elementary. It is in Marketplace and it's super cute. As you can see, she has pictures of real people all throughout the school. And she has all these classrooms with different themes, like Magic E, and she has words on the wall that match that, okay? So what you can do is that you can easily click on these words and change them to whatever you want to, or you can add words on that wall very easily, but you've already got, you know, this activity partly ready to go. So one thing, one idea that I had was that you could take these words and you could just hide them anywhere in the school and then have them find the word, okay? So you could say, I have the word sail and it's on a red sticky note, and you have to go through the whole school and find the word sail, okay? And so again, that's something that you could do while they're doing something else here in the school, and they wouldn't, you know, they wouldn't be able to see where you're hiding them unless you, of course, used the focus tool, okay? So it's something you could even set up, you know, even if you didn't have time beforehand, you could actually do it right there at the beginning of tutoring, all right? Okay, so the next one is Rio, and this one is, hi, I forgot the camera was on this one. So this one is by Emily Radecki, super cute. It has a game board already, and if you're teaching ESL, or if you're teaching, you know, spelling or whatever, you can have them roll the dice. So there's the dice up here where it says reward at the top left. Just have them roll the dice, and you take a turn as well, okay? And you can have them on your turn. You can have them say tell you what you're standing on, or you can just do it yourself, whichever way you want to do that. And so again, I mean, pretty self-explanatory in this one, but there are a lot of different things that you could do with that game board, a lot of different things you could be teaching, okay? Over here where the waterfall is, I just wanted to show you one idea I had, that you could actually put sticky notes on the waterfall steps, okay? And because they're a little bit tricky to jump on, and so to jump up the waterfall, and it's really cool up there because then there's a walkway to see all the birds, and there's a million birds in there, so it's really cool. But you could put, you know, whatever words or whatever, you know, things you're working on the sticky notes, and just put them on certain steps and say, okay, oh, you know what, actually, what I thought of for this, just because I didn't want to always stick with reading and spelling and stuff, was to put numbers and say, only jump on the numbers that are divisible by 2. Okay, so let's say that that's what you're doing for math, okay? And so they just jump on the numbers that are divisible by 2 to get up this waterfall, all right? And then when they get up there, they get to go around the whole track looking at the birds, which is really fun for them, okay? And so you go through here and you've got all sorts of, whoops, I can't go straight. There we go. See how pretty that is? Okay, so we have all sorts of birds up here. We have an entire school over on the other side. Let's see if I can show you that or not. Let's see. There we go. So with all these different classrooms that you can use. So that's a really great playground. All right, this one, again, is something that you can do for free. So you don't have to buy the playground. This was my student's idea. He's in 6th grade and his name is Dylan. And he wanted to build fortresses, and then we decided we would hide something in each of our fortresses for the other person to try to find, and he built this wall in between and everything. So what we do is, we were working on order of operations, so I put this little reminder here for him. And then I just write a problem, an equation right here on the board, and, you know, I just usually use the drawing tool. So, I just write an equation. Once he solves the equation, if he gets it correct, he gets to remove 2 blocks to get through this wall and then through my fortress to find the hidden object. So he gets to delete 2 blocks. If he doesn't get it correct, then I get to delete 2 blocks to come over to his fortress. And so another way that you could do this that I thought of is, even though I've heard that some of the kids do like to destroy things, so I think this would be a good thing for them. But you could do it the opposite way as well, if you wanted to. You could have it be a plain grass field, and then if they get the question correct, they get to build 5 blocks of a house or whatever they want to do. Okay, so you could go either way on that. All right, so that's just one other idea. All of these are pretty simple, but I'm hoping that they'll kind of get your creative juices flowing and give you a lot of ideas, okay? So this one is my aquarium playground, Wild Dolphins Aquarium. And I have, I think it's 7 reading comprehension activities throughout this. And they are geared, you know, more for like 4th to 6th grade. But here's the thing that I want to point out. All of these things can be adjusted so easily for any age and any subject. So, for example, on this one I have information about each of these animals in this area, and I have them read the information and then go and put this on the picture that it matches, which is not a clownfish, it's the octopus, but that's over there, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'll move it over there. And then we have questions on the wall ready to go. You don't even have to figure out questions to ask them. Now, what if you are teaching preschool and the kids don't even read yet? Well, you can read these to them. There's really not a whole lot of words, I don't think, in them that you would even have to change for preschool students to understand if you are just reading it to them. And then you can ask them really simple questions, you know. You can still have them, you can still say, okay, which animal is this talking about? Tell me which picture it is. And so it's so easy to adapt to age group and subject. All right, so the last one I want to show you is such a cute playground. I love it. It's one of my favorites. And Emily Radecki did it. It is the Under the Sea playground. She has a treasure hunt all ready to go here. And the first little thing that talks about it is on the boat. So it tells us that the clue is next to the shark. So what I would say is, okay, we are going on a treasure hunt. And if you find the treasure, you get 20 gems, because I like to reward the kids with gems, but you could use confetti or whatever. And then I would do a sticky note with whatever my question is, okay, whatever subject I'm teaching, and I would say, okay, before we find the first clue, you need to answer this question. And if whether or not they answer the question correctly doesn't matter in this one, okay? Just the fact that they answer the question. So they answer the question, and then we go down to find the shark. And look how cute this is. So cute. Okay, and then we find the little bottle and move that, and then it says, good job, find the next clue on the princess bed. Okay, so then we're going to let them go find the princess bed. And once they find the princess bed, we're going to say, okay, we need to answer this question first before we read our next clue. So we have another sticky note, and we have another question, and they answer the question, and then we read the next clue. Okay, it's on the princess bed. And it tells us, let's see, I might have to jump on the bed here to read it. Good job. Find the next clue in the purple coral house. Okay, so you just do it that way. So many of these things are just so, like I say, so easily adaptable to learning activities. So you are having fun and playing games, and the kids are able to do some building and all of that too, all at the same time as that they're learning. Okay, so it doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing, I don't think. I don't think it has to be a thing where it's like we do all of our work in whiteboard and then we, you know, have a couple minutes to play in playground at the end as a reward. I'm not saying to not do that if that's the way you want to do it, okay? But I'm just trying to point out that you can be learning and they can be having fun at the same time. And I really think that for kids, that's when they learn the best. So there are some ideas for you. I will be doing more videos on some more teaching ideas, and they won't always be without prep, but I'm going to try to keep it under 10 minutes prep. But since we keep having more wonderful, amazing playgrounds built every day, the possibilities are endless. So I'm going to keep doing videos to keep giving you more ideas and hopefully make it a lot easier for you to be able to prepare and teach. Okay, so if you guys have any questions for me, or if you have any awesome teaching ideas, then please let me know. Okay, and I think that's all for now. So have a great day, guys.